when I started passing alcoves, and there's actual defecation and urination like in these spots, and it's like, wow, it's like one thing to see it every now and then, but when it becomes a regular thing, it becomes more alarming.
The homeless and transient population in Chico has been growing in recent years. Some business owners say they are losing customers who are afraid of the downtown. Both private business owners and the City of Chico have stepped into action. Earlier this year, a group of downtown business owners joined forces with community groups and volunteers to form the Our Town Coalition. Our Town is currently funded by donations from businesses and private citizens. The group's goal is to remove individuals from Chico who they say do not enhance the downtown experience. They're attempting to do this with a number of tactics, including the hiring of AG private protection security guards. The guards walk from business to business, making sure nobody is blocking storefronts or conducting themselves in a manner that would drive away customers. The guards have no legal right to make arrests, but what they can do is remove people from private property. Police Captain Ford Porter told the Chico News and Review that the police department has been in touch with the security company, and the guards have a clear understanding of their limitations. He says if the guards come across anything illegal, they will give the police a call rather than taking action themselves. Our Town began after 6 business owners decided that a city-run P-bid they were working on would take too long. A P-bid stands for Property Business Improvement District. It's very much like a homeowners association. Property owners voluntarily tax themselves to pay for services like cleanup efforts, security, and so on. The P-bid was estimated to take about 1 year to establish, and the business owners decided they could not wait.
Basically just lifted all the efforts that we had on the P-bid, knowing that they'd work because we researched them and we know that they will work, lifted them and said, here's the Our Town proposal, and they added armed guards, which was kind of a strange additional element.
Some are concerned that the armed guards lack specialized training with the mentally ill, who they will likely be encountering while patrolling.
I don't really believe these people have a clue of the type of stuff that they're about to get themselves into, and I really am sort of concerned about how it's all going to end up.
I think it is unfortunate that the city is in a place that the property owners felt they had to go hire their own private security to do what the city should be doing. The challenge is the city has an extremely understaffed and underfunded police department.
However, the city has recently assigned 2 bike officers to patrol the downtown and has also passed a very controversial new law. In late December, a sit-and-lie ordinance will go into effect. This will make sitting or lying on sidewalks a finable offense between the hours of 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. Violators will face a $100 fine for their first offense. Opponents worry the ordinance will be ineffective because the tickets will rarely be paid, like tickets currently given out for similar violations, like public camping.
Like me, for instance, I haven't gone to court for any of my tickets. I've never been to jail or prison in my life. I've never been there ever, and I don't want to go. And I'm totally scared, helpless of the law, and I just don't want to see what it'd be, what the outcome would be, It really scares me,
There's no way that these people will pay the fines or appear in court. And I'll tell you what, if they contest the fine, then we're sending officers off of the street at the very time when we're trying to impact sit-lie and placing them into the courts. I can't think of a lousier thing to do for police officers' time than have them sitting and waiting for a court appearance for a person that's not going to show up, and even if they did, wouldn't have the money to pay the fine even if they wanted to.
Just because there is an ordinance on the books doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pursue it to the fullest extent. Sidewalks are intended for people to be moving, not as places for them to park. So having an ordinance of this type is a tool for the police to use. Without it, you can't ask somebody to move on.
Although the armed guards and the sit-and-lie ordinance have gained the most publicity, Our Town is using a handful of other tactics as well. Our Town partnered with the Jesus Center to fund some of their programs that they saw to be mutually beneficial. The Jesus Center offers meals, basic hygiene services, internet access, and more to those on the street looking to better their situations. Our Town is currently funding a Jesus Center program entitled the Bucket Brigade. The program employs homeless people to clean up trash downtown. There are currently 4 members who work a couple hours a day, most days of the week. Jesus Center Executive Director Bill Such says that although the center and Our Town have their own agendas, they do share some common goals.
To quote The Godfather, the Our Town Coalition gave me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Such says he's been trying to get the city to enact a similar program for years and hopes to expand the Bucket Brigade to employ about a dozen homeless people in the next few months. Our town has also given some of their funding to the Downtown Ambassadors, a volunteer organization that encourages good behavior and directs those in need to available services. The ambassadors show people where they can find shelters, restrooms, places to fill water bottles, and so on.
But we've got Shalom Free Clinic stuff. This is a program, HELP, gets bus tickets for homeless who have people to help them on the other end, wherever they're going. We've got this cool little button on the front, Clean and Safe Chico, because that's what we're after. Clean and Safe Chico, place you can bring your family.
So why has Chico's homeless and transient population grown in recent years?
When I was first running for council, I was told by the police chief that Chico is a destination location on the homeless highway. Okay, people that transients, they're homeless by choice, not because of bad luck or they have mental issues. It's just the nomads. They've chosen to live that way. To hear Chico's a great place. It's got great weather. There's lots of places to get food. There's lots of bridges to sleep under. The students tend to give money, late at night if you're downtown, and you don't get harassed by the police because there's not enough of them.
People come through town, they get these cards, and as they travel, they'll pass them off to people and say, hey, you got to go to Chico, check it out. They even got cards to tell you exactly when to eat. So and some people will abuse them, but otherwise we hand them out quite frequently down here so that people who are here locally can get some sort of service and survive until we can otherwise get some sort of permanent solution.
When talking to those who are homeless or work closely with the homeless, it's apparent that substance abuse is a major factor in a large number of their situations.
And I came across an individual who started drinking when he was 4 years old. Now, he's an adult now. So his whole culture, his whole life was a life of poverty surrounded by alcoholism.
Some of these people need 6 months of flat comatose so they can just dry the chemicals that are out in their body. Okay? The self-medication down here is appalling.
There's a number of shelters in Chico, but they have never been at capacity. One major reason is that they are substance-free, and many cannot kick their addictions, even if it means having a warm place to sleep. A man who goes by the name of Fish Taco arrived in Chico from New Orleans a couple weeks ago. He says the state's marijuana industry also plays a role in the region's homeless population.
And it's California. There's nothing but pot growers out here. Pot growers need workers. And that's why a lot of people come to California. It's because there's work.
Actually, a lot of people are doing that right now.
Well, yeah, we're in Northern California. Everybody seems to be doing some sort of job trimming.
Because, goodness, we grow a lot of marijuana. Anybody who lives in Chico can't deny that there are a lot of places you just smell it in the air. And I've spoken to people who are specifically here just to trim weed. And they come from all the way. One guy's from New York.
This is where it's really difficult when you talk about homeless people, because there's so many different kinds of situations that a person's in. We mentioned the drug addicts, the alcoholics, the travelers, people who have just gone through circumstances where they've lost their jobs, mentally ill people, severely mentally ill people who are wandering around, who are homeless too.
So have the efforts of the city and our town been effective?
I've noticed less passer-throughs, people that are just going to come through town. I kind of feel like I'm the only one that's out here.
People are just moving to different areas. So it's not a permanent solution what's happening right now.
I think it's been like a night and day transformation of the downtown. I think if you look at the downtown right now, the sidewalks alone are cleaner because of the efforts of the Jesus Center. The downtown is more welcoming due to the efforts of the ambassadors. And the panhandlers and the people that were doing, I'll say, other types of activity downtown that made folks uncomfortable, we don't see as much.
Our town plans to review the effectiveness of their programs at the end of a 2-month trial period in January. They will then submit a written program evaluation to the City Council with recommendations. Some business owners say the P-bid will still be the long-term solution and will eventually take over the types of things that our town is testing out now.